Welcome to Community Talk. My name is Derek Silas, and my guest today is Jessica Nelson of the Enid Sports Association. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having me.
All right. Tell me and the viewing audience a little bit about the organization and about your role.
Okay, Enid Sports Association is a nonprofit that was established in July of 2017. The overall mission is to improve health and wellness in our community and encourage sports in the youth that live here. We're starting with soccer, on constructing a new soccer complex. The reason we started there is because there's just a huge mass of youth that play soccer right now, and their current facility isn't adequate for their needs at this time.
Okay. And your role in the organization?
Oh, I'm sorry. I am the director of ESA. Right now, my focus is project management and getting the construction going. We're working with the city in a private-public partnership to construct the facility, which will be fantastic. It'll be a really good addition to our community. Right now, it's designed to be about a $10 million asset, and it's already 65% funded between the partnership with the city and Enid Sports Association. The initial funding came from private donors in the community, and we're looking to launch our capital campaign to help fund the remainder of that balance.
Okay. Now, where will this new complex be located?
We're just south of Walmart on the intersection of Roop and Garland, just a mile south.
Okay. Now, how will it operate, this new complex operate, and who will actually be using it?
Okay, if you think of the way that David Allen Memorial Ballpark downtown operates, it's a public-private partnership. This is very much the same business model, where the city will own the facility, but the Enid Sports Association will maintain it and operate it. Okay. That's kind of been a successful model for our community, so we didn't need to reinvent the wheel. It's going to work out really well, I think.
Okay. You were talking about funding. So you were talking about who's funding the organization, and you said it wasn't fully funded. It was like 65% correct at the point. So what is the other current status of it, and what is the expected completion date?
Okay. Well, the expected timeline to get on the fields and start playing is in the spring of 2021. Okay. In fact, today, April 23rd, the city will be bidding the sewer and water lines, which is going to kickstart our construction. Hopefully, at the end of the summer, you'll see some shovels in the ground. As far as funding, the initial private donation to Enid Sports was about $3 million. And the city is matching that in $3 million worth of infrastructure construction. The city side is phasing that $1 million a year for the next 3 years. Right now we're starting with city and with the water and sewer, and then paving will come along in the next phase, and probably more paving in the third phase from the city point of view. So the remaining funds that we need to raise are really to go toward a clubhouse facility, which will house the public restrooms, locker rooms, training room, some offices and concession stand, and kind of a lobby area for the referees. And then, of course, the championship field. If we want it to be artificial turf, we're raising funds for that, and bleachers and a scoreboard.
Okay. Pretty good. How many people do you estimate play soccer in the Enid community? And I know the Longfellow Middle School has something to do with it. Can you tell me about that?
Sure. There's over 1,000 kids in Enid proper that play soccer. That includes a little over 900 for Enid Soccer Club, and then 160 are on the high school soccer team, and 140 are on the middle school teams. So Longfellow came into effect because Enid Public Schools is reintroducing middle school sports, and they just needed a playing field to practice on, to play intramural games on. So a part of the Enid Sports donation is going toward a field at Longfellow Middle School, and that's out to bid right now for the playground side. and that'll be constructed over the summer, so it should be in place whenever the kids go back to school in August.
Okay, looks like a lot of great things will be happening in the soccer area.
Sure.
So how can other people help in your fundraising events? Are you having any events, special events within the next coming year or 3 to fund the rest, get the remaining funds?
You know, some events are underway. Right now, I'm just reaching out into the community, and I don't have to reach very far. There's a lot of people that have already reached out to me asking how they can be involved, how they can help. The beauty about a capital campaign is that you can kind of tailor it to what potential donors want to see. For example, I have someone that's really interested in having their name on a bathroom, which is kind of odd, but you know, if they want to give to the project for their name to be over a toilet, then that's a positive thing for the community. So it works out really well.
So there are a lot of kids in the community that play soccer. How will this be a help to them?
Well, right now, those 900 something kids that play for Enid Soccer Club, they're playing in the city's retention ponds, which aren't ideal for soccer. They've been using it for the last 2 decades because there was really no other place to go. And at the time, that program was so small that it was able to accommodate that. But right now, the program is growing, and it's just difficult to host tournaments there. The restroom facilities aren't large enough for large crowds. Parking is not accommodating for large crowds. So it's just time to get out of the retention ponds and in a better facility. This also, it will help introduce to the high school a soccer-only facility. Kind of like right now at David Allen Ballpark, the high school baseball team practices there and has their games there, and then NOC has their games there as well. This introduces opportunity for both the high school and NOC to bring soccer out to the new complex, which is exciting. It's an exciting project.
Okay. So what impact you feel like this will be on the Enid community?
Oh, I think there's several impacts. It will create a positive economic impact with tournaments. We'll host several tournaments a year, and that brings teams from, you know, Tulsa, Oklahoma City, Wichita, Lawton, you know, maybe even some from Arkansas that will come to Enid and stay in hotels and go shopping and eat at restaurants and just pump that sales tax revenue in a positive way. Additionally, we as a community can take pride in being able to draw these people here. There's just a lot of benefits for donors. It's a way to give to the community on a large scale. A lot of people support sports or just healthy activities. There will be a central park located at the complex, so you know we're funding for playground equipment, and a lot of people will give to playground equipment. It's going to be a really nice family-friendly atmosphere, all while soccer games are going on. You know, there's sidewalks in there that people could go on runs or walks with their dogs. There's playgrounds. We can have food trucks come on large-scale tournaments and create events. The potential is high.
Okay. All right. So if someone out there wants to assist, learn more about the soccer team or the soccer association, or just give funds to this cause, how can they contact the organization?
Okay. You can find us on Facebook at Enid Sports is our username. Email enidsportsdirector@gmail.com, or my phone number 580-747-3434.
Okay. Well, thank you for all the information you've shared with us today.
Well, thanks.
And can't wait to see that soccer complex.
Yeah, we'll have you out there. Will you play on the field? I'll go against you. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
And thank you for joining us today for Community Talk.
Hi, I'm Dan Scheidel, the Executive Director of United Way of Enid in northwestern Oklahoma. Visit us at our website at unitedwayenid.org and watch for us on Community Talk.
Hello and welcome to Enid Television Network. This is a community talk. This is Janet Cordell, and many of you are used to seeing me on this, but today I kind of have on a different hat. For want of a better word, I'm calling myself the event coordinator today. I'm here to talk about an event that we have going on at our church, Christian Church of the Covenant, 1205 South Cleveland. And we'll talk just a little bit more about that in a minute. I want to introduce you to the Reverend Gene Spillman. Gene is our, he's a retired minister, and he's kind of our membership
Membership Development
Membership
Committee.
Development. We've kind of had different names for that committee.
We try not to use the word evangelism.
That's
but
right. We wouldn't want to do that.
That's where I look at that.
But we are coordinating an event that we hope is really a community event at our church. As I said before, on May the 4th, from 8 in the morning until 3 in the afternoon, we will have a free vision clinic. You will have your vision tested. You will get glasses if you need them. We're going to provide some food and snacks for you along the way, maybe some coffee first thing in the morning, but you will get your glasses that day. The people that are coming are from Feed the Children and Oklahoma City, and they will bring all the equipment, all the glasses. If for some reason they can't fit you with glasses that day, they will then take your measurements back and they will mail some glasses to you.
I heard them say that they were going to bring the glasses in plastic cases, and amazing that they would bring,
4,000.
4,000.
4,000 glasses,
and so
yeah.
they can find one that
Yeah.
fits, and
Yes.
it'll be all organized.
And I will tell you,
It's a Saturday morning.
Yes, Saturday morning, and it starts at 8 o'clock. But I would certainly encourage people to get there well before 8. I really
Because it'll be first come, first served.
come, first serve. No appointments, no reason to call. Just show up that day. We had listed on the flyers we put out Enid Community Clinic, which I also coordinate, and I can't tell you the numbers of calls that I've gotten there about the event. And people just need, kids need glasses for school. People need glasses to go to work.
Not everybody's got insurance, and so it's a major purchase.
And glass,
if you don't
and if you have two or
some
three
help
people,
like
yeah,
that.
if you have two or three people in the family who need glasses, glasses are not cheap, and then you get your eye exam with it also. So it's a real important event, and we'll talk about that a little bit in a little while. But I do want to talk a little bit about our church, because I don't get a chance in this venue to do that. So we really reach out a lot to the community. We have a lot of different projects. There's a couple of them we're going to talk specifically about. One of them that I know, Gene, you yourself have been very involved in, is an event called Fruity Tuesday.
And they've been doing that even before I started going to that church, even before I retired, several decades. And it is an opportunity to provide fresh fruit to persons that are at La Mesa and
Meadows Point.
And we just gather the fruit together and take that up. We like the pineapple. Sometimes even at my house, it's an issue. How do I cut that pineapple so that it works out? Well, that all gets done before we go. Put it in plastic bags, and then we deliver that to those residents.
And you take it to everybody, right? I mean, everybody.
Start on the 5th floor and go to the 1st floor, and everyone gets the opportunity. Sometimes, even if they're not there, we'll leave an apple or an orange on their doorstep, and so it's for everyone.
It really is, and I have had so many people talk about that. One of the things that one lady said to me is, when they bring that fruit on Tuesday night, she said, that's my breakfast for the next 3 mornings.
I've heard them say that, or someone will say to me, I was wondering what I was going to eat tonight, and this will be just perfect.
Well, and in summertime, I think this is a real neat thing. In summertime, you do watermelon. And, most older people, especially those who live alone, and even if it's a couple.
Even my wife and I.
You don't get a big watermelon. You can't eat it all. So the ability to get some fresh fruits that in a small amount, even a bag of apples or a bag of oranges.
Yes.
Most of us, if it's a single family or a couple, unless we have a lot of kids around, we don't eat them all.
So it's a great opportunity to make a difference in people's
It really
lives,
is,
and
yeah.
it's a wonderful thing that I enjoy doing every Tuesday.
Yes.
Fruity Tuesday. so.
Fruity Tuesday. And that's probably one of our most popular things now. And we have a dedicated crew who does that. We really reach out to La Mesa Point and Meadows Point and do a lot of things. One of the things we've done for a number of years now is we serve Thanksgiving dinner over there at noon on Thanksgiving in both places. We furnish all the food. The Ray North family has been very instrumental in that. And
They've been doing it for some time.
Oh,
and then,
decades,
and
exactly.
And then they
yeah.
retired,
Yeah,
as-
they
as some
retired.
do.
Yeah. So now we're doing it more. But the people really, really appreciate that. We reach out a lot to Meadows Point and La Mesa. We do bingo for them a couple times a year. We'll do
And you think something that simple wouldn't be a big deal, but
they love it. They're
Yes.
always asking about it all the time. So Fruity Tuesday's been a real, real popular thing. We have several other things. One of the interesting things is we support Loaves and Fishes in a lot of different ways, our regional food bank. But I just have to tell you that early on in the life of Loaves and Fishes, my sister volunteered down there a lot, and she came to church and said, you know, I've noticed that a lot of people don't have some of the amenities that we just don't think about.
non-food
They don't-
items that you buy at a
non-food,
grocery
exactly. They don't have toilet paper. So I just want y'all to know we have become the toilet paper church.
Yeah.
We talk about outreach for outhouses for outreach. We have a little outhouse that you can put money in, and we bring toilet paper. I brought my toilet paper to church on Easter because I saw they were about out of that.
And you have to laugh at that because, you know, everybody uses toilet
Exactly.
paper. But if you don't have
You don't
dollars
have it,
to buy it, then
exactly.
you're ready to receive
Exactly.
someone
That's
bringing
not
it.
one of those things that we
Yeah.
put high on our priority list.
Bread, milk, and the fruit, a little bit of fruit, and oh yeah, we got some toilet paper.
Yeah. So we call ourselves the toilet paper church, and I know recently did something for Loaves and Fishes where we furnished some female supplies, some female hygiene supplies. So
Paper
sometimes
kinds of
we
things.
try to do some of the things in the community that maybe others may not, or that others are doing, and we try to go along with them. One of the things that tends to be a real issue in Enid is transportation, especially reliable transportation. People can get a ride out to Walmart or someplace, but they may not be able to have a ride to the doctor's office, to the clinic, to the hospital for a procedure at a specific time. They may not have anybody reliable. So what we do is we furnish 10 ride passes on the transfer. Our church our outreach committee buys those and furnishes them to people in need so that they have reliable transportation.
As much as I think I know about what's available in Enid, I was educated when you talked more about that of how do I get a hold of a ride,
Right.
and how do I do that? Well, if you have a ticket or a voucher, the phone number's on there, and you call, and
Yeah.
it just makes
Yeah.
all the difference in
Yeah.
the world to have
It really
that
does.
dependable
Especially
connection.
when you have a specific place, you need to be at a specific time. You do have to let them know 24 hours in advance, but it's been a real godsend. We furnished one recently, a second one, for a lady who lives here in town, who actually lives right by where she works, and so she doesn't have to have transportation to work, but it's on the outskirts of town, and she has there's nothing close enough to walk, and she comes to the free clinic, which is way across town. So we've been able to provide her with those. And
It's
that's
hard to
been very
imagine
helpful.
not having a car, but there are people that
Right.
that's one of the things they
That
don't
have to-
own.
You bet, absolutely. And if they do have a car, they may not have money for gas. So there's a lot of issues
Mm-hmm.
there. We've done a lot of other things. Our church, our denomination has a mission in called Cominante in
Boca Chica,
Boca Chica.
Dominican Republic.
I was trying to get.
And that's one of the places I've been, and what a grand ministry that is.
It is.
And when I went down there to investigate that, it was amazing to me that persons go there to abuse children. And this ministry is to help those children, focus mostly on children, get jobs and capacity so they aren't vulnerable to those predators.
And they have what they call homework rooms,
Yeah.
which we have helped to furnish, and a number of our people have gone down there and helped with those. But again, that's just one of our outreach projects. We have reached out to we've given money to the fires in Northwest Oklahoma, to Week of Compassion for a number of the hurricanes and floods and stuff. We've given to the Shoes for Kids. And I mean, the YWCA, I could go on and on and on. We have a list going on of the things we've done just in the last year. But we are a relatively small church, but we do an awfully lot in the community, and we like to say that we're the hands and feet of Christ in our community and in our world. So
that's kind of the spirit of the congregation. They don't make a big deal of that, and might not even identify what we were talking about as an activity of the church, but they're all participant in that, and do that as a servant kind of heart, and that's how they understand.
You know, Gene, you might mention, we've just embarked upon a project, if you will, at our church called New Beginnings.
New Beginnings.
You have
Making
a
a
sentence or two
difference.
you can say about that?
It is a comprehensive kind of project that originally started for churches that were considering closing the doors, and so many churches are closing the doors today, and what do you do with the assets and things like that? And then it developed into if you don't close the doors, what kind of things would you do? And just the whole process of reimagining how God could call us to a new thing. Most churches are doing worship like they've done it for the last 20 or 30 or maybe 50 years. They were joking about us. You know, one of the members that's been here that long says, here's a bulletin from 53 and it's just the same as it is now. But the whole idea of doing something new to attract the audience that is the young audience that so many people are looking for.
And the one thing I really like about it, it talks about, don't talk about who we are as a church, talk about why we are the church. And I think a lot of the things we do is why it does. It really
why
has
are you
changed
here?
Why are you the church, and why are you here?
And you know, most of us don't even have permission to raise that question.
That's right.
But this program raises that.
Yes.
Why are you doing this? Relationship with Jesus. Oh yeah. Well, what does Jesus call you to do?
Exactly.
And raising that whole question.
We could go on and on. Gene and I could take another half hour here.
We could do
very
that.
easily.
We love talking about it.
We're coming to the end of our time with you, and I just want to remind you again, May the 4th, Saturday, May the 4th.
That's the main thing we came to talk about.
1205 South Cleveland. We're just about a block or two south of Hobby Lobby on Cleveland. You do have to go across the bridge. We're not on the north side of the bridge, we're on the south side of the bridge. 8 to 3, but I would certainly advise people come early. And it's ages 4 and up, so we will take care of some children.
I think they start at 8.
They start at 8 o'clock, and they said they will go till 3, but they will see the first 250. And so I can guarantee you we're going to have more than 250. But one of the things we're trying to do as a church too is we want to give some back and give, like, we'll have a little goodie bag for you for those of you who are there for quite a while.
And maybe some coffee while you're waiting.
And coffee while you're waiting, you bet. We want you to see our church and be comfortable there. Again, May the 4th, Saturday, and may the 4th be with you.
That's how you can remember it.
If your nonprofit group would like to be on Community Talk, give us a call at 540-8918.